Hello, everybody. Back with another message, of course. Now, do not mind the durag. First of all, the durag actually looks very nice, but do not mind the durag. Okay, I'm about to go to sleep, but like I said, we still need to get the message out. All right. So, today's message is about appreciating what you have, and we'll be reading from Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Now, I think that this is very important for us to keep in mind because we live in a world where we always want more, mostly because we're always pushed to look for more, right? Innovate new things in order to acquire new things and always increase in terms of the acquisitions that we get, in terms of increasing in what we already have. Ultimately, once we have all the things that we desire on this earth, we always realize that they are fleeting, right? The feeling that you get when you get something new is fleeting. It's not constant, it's not everlasting, it's fleeting. I mean, you get a new phone, it's cool for a day or two, then it gets boring. You win a race. I mean, it's cool to have a trophy, cool little, thing like this. Now, I'm not saying that I'm bored of doing things like this, but it's not a long-term feeling, you know. You win a race, you're on to the next. You pass an exam, you're on to the next. You do this, you're always on to the next. And obviously, there's always a next step in life, and there's also at times the next necessary purchase or just next things that we want. But I think that it's important to approach these things differently, right? Not to approach these things as things that we need, because ultimately, when you have these things, you realize that you really don't need them, but more as things that can add to what we already have. I think that we should spend more time, like I said, nurturing what we have, and obviously seeing how any new thing or new endeavor can add to that. And now, when this verse says, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you, by this, he's trying to say that no matter what happens around you, whether you have money, whether you have all these things, I'm always going to be there for you, and that's enough, you know? So when we say be grateful for the little that you have, it doesn't mean little in the sense that the little you have is insignificant, but it means that the little that you have is enough to sustain everything that comes with it. And that's why it can get hard to um, follow God's will for our life, because it's pretty simple when you look at even when you look at how Jesus lived his life. He lived a pretty simple life. Wasn't anything too flashy or crazy, but simply having God's presence in your life, simply having God's peace over your life. It may be one or two things, but those couple of things give you peace that no material thing can ever get you. You know, it gives you joy that none of these things can ever give you. So even if, like I said, it may be one or two things, these things ultimately, when you leave it all to God and when you bring yourself to Him fully, these little things are all you need for all the rest. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Shorter message today, but as always, the message has to come out one way or the other. So, yeah, hopefully, this message can edify somebody. I actually have a race to prepare for. So yeah, by the time this video goes up, I would have already run my race. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, take care. Hope you enjoyed the message. See you next week.